story. Now I'm set. I know what you all are thinking. Isn't she stunning? And thin. And probably very modest. I know. But actually, I was once at one time 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And just last month, I was down to the same weight I was in junior high school. Ladies, if you're looking for the ultimate weight loss secret, listen up. This is what I did, and so can you. First, you want to get your cholesterol nice and high. If it's already high, you're on the right track. You want to eat a lot of high-fat foods, fried egg sandwiches, tiramisu, cheese, all kinds of refined sugars. Do that for like 10 years. Then just sit back and wait for the magic to happen. Now, you'll know it's working when it feels like somebody jammed a hockey stick up under your ribs. That's great. That means it's working. Don't stop now, because that's your cue to eat more fats. And soon, you'll be throwing up, accompanied by high fever and chills. It's fantastic. Because now, you have a fully diseased gallbladder. You won't be able to eat for weeks. Don't ruin it by going to the doctor. That's why it's a really good diet for people without insurance. Yeah. Have you ever been in front of a group of people and forgot what you were going to say? Was it worth it, you may ask? I was down to 105 pounds. It was totally worth it. Now, you may think I have it all. Naturally curly hair, small feet, a diseased gallbladder. But there's a downside to my existence. I'm Polish. What I loved about being Polish though when I was a kid was having different family names for all my, family members as a kid than, all the other kids, grandma, grandpa. No, grandma was Busha and grandpa was George and my Uncle Eddie was, well, we just called him Stupid Polak. But, yeah, you think that all Polish people are stupid, but that's just not true. Most of us are, but not all of us, okay? And try getting through an election without us. What do you always hear? According to the polls. That's right, and we've been right about every election in this country since they started asking us. So there you go. I forgot what to say again. Shut up, Benita. I hear you laughing. That's right. Polish people, they know. They see all. And you never know. I could be reading your mind right now. And that, sir, is disgusting. I don't even bend that way. And if I did, I wouldn't bend that way for you, unless you paid me a lot. Or took me to a really nice restaurant. Like Applebee's. See, we'll talk later. People use a lot of words to describe me. Silly, fun, friendly, helpful, talkative, loud, shallow, twisted, tacky, demented, immature, immoral, unreserved, irreverent, underdressed, underachieving. The list goes on. But really what my biggest problem is speaking before I think. You ever do that? say something before you think, and then you go, oh. Let me give you an example. I went to this Halloween party, and I didn't want to go. Because I was like, oh, I'm not going to know anybody there. I don't want to go. I wasn't there 5 minutes. And I hear this woman's voice, and I recognize the voice. It was a woman who was a very important client of the company I worked for at the time. And I look over, and I see her, and she's standing there talking to a guy dressed as Waldo and 3 women dressed as Kate Goslin. And there she is, and she's wearing a red wig, a red sweater, red pants, red shoes, and she even has her face and her hands painted red. And in all my excitement, I run up to her, and I'm like, oh my God, Patty, you're a tampon! She was like, no, I'm well read. I know. I'm embarrassed about that. Another good example of me with my word vomit is there was this man who came in. I was working for the same company, and he came in, and I was taking down his information, name, address, phone number, etc., etc. And I was trying to spell his name, and I just couldn't get it right. Even though he was reciting it to me, I wasn't getting the letters right. It was Wojciechowski. I'm pretty good at these Polish names too. And he's telling me W-O-J, and I just kept getting the words. I was frustrated. So finally I looked up at him and I was like, why don't you just shorten it to Polak? Probably wasn't the right thing to say. I was fired from that company. Not because of that, but because I always insisted on having Pulaski Day off. So I could worship my God, the Great North Pole.